Okay, welcome to our Steelmate online show again, and this is Sam.
Okay, this is Becky from Steelmate.
Okay, today we are introduce some new items here.
Yes.
So Becky,
Yes.
do you have some experience that while you are driving on the road and when you want to change the lane?
Yes.
And, yes, and suddenly they have some cars come from the backside and
Yeah.
without notice. So it makes a very dangerous situation here.
Yes. Last time when I was driving and I looked in the rear mirror and saw that there was no a car approach my car, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I am going to change the lane, but at this moment a car suddenly to appear. So I am almost had a traffic accident. So it's very dangerous for the driver.
Yes,
Yes.
because there for the cars, all the cars have the brand arrows. That is why you want to change the lane,
Yes.
and you didn't notice, you didn't saw the car from the back in
Yes.
your mirrors.
Yes.
And here, these pictures, we're gonna to showing us where they have the brand arrow for the for cars. Okay, firstly, we can say that at the front, here the a pillar for the cars,
Yes.
and this is the top, the brand arrow from the top, front of the cars,
Okay.
and this arrow is for the B pillars of the cars,
Okay.
and here is the C pillars brand arrow for the cars, and here this arrows is for the behind of the cars. Okay, and so that means if the people or the object in these arrows, so the driver in the cars cannot notice about the object from these arrows. We can say that if some people, children, or the other objects stay in these areas, it can be easily can be ignored by the drivers.
Yes.
So that's the brand arrows for the cars. Okay, next we will show the small video to show that what the dangers for the brand arrows for the drivers. Okay. Okay, just now we saw these videos to show that how dangerous while the driver change the lane and without notice the car from the behind. So this is very dangerous situation here.
Yes. So does Steelmate have this similar product to solve this problem?
Yes, of course. And this is the product that we want to introduce to our customers today, and we call it brand spot detection systems. And also we have several models for the brand spot detection systems.
Yes.
Okay. Firstly, we were showing another picture here, and we can say that while we are driving here, while you are driving in the road, and we can see these arrows on the behind of the cars are the brand arrows can be easily ignored by the drivers. So while you are driving, if you change the lanes, if the car come from behind and enter to this brand arrows, so the drivers cannot easily to be get noticed from here. Okay, so here we can see another picture here right now. Yes, because that is because when we driving here, the drivers only can to check the view from the back by the side mirrors, left side mirrors, and the right side mirrors,
yes.
and also the middle rear view mirrors here. So we can say that for these arrows, the arrows that the drivers can be seen, but for this arrow with yellow colors, these are the brand arrows for the drivers which cannot seen here. So if the car come into these arrows, it would be very dangerous if the driver want to change the lane at the same time. Okay, for example, just like this. If the car change the lane, and also at the same time there have car coming from the back side, so it will be easily to cause an accident here. Okay, so today, okay, finish the pictures, and then we will just see what's Steelmate products to solve these problems. Okay, for this, firstly we will introduce our blind spot detections systems here, and this model is SBS 1. Okay, we'll check what's inside and how it works here. Okay, after take out the color box, and this is the packing box for the product. And this product, we can say that there have some numbers here, and some also have the some like rulers.
Yes.
They're here. So that means this box were specially designed. This can be our special tool while for the installations. Okay, we're checking what's inside. Okay, here also, okay, this is the products here, and here is the main unit.
Yes.
And here is the sensor for the blind spot detections. Yes, and here is the indicators. Okay. Okay, here are the two indicators will be installed on the front A-pillars of the cars. And here is the cables, and we can say that this cable is very strong and very heavy cables here. Okay, and this is another cable, and there's a magnet tool for helping the calibrations, the locations for the sensor to be installed. And here is the accessories, and here are some tapes here. Okay, so here is the products for the blind spot detections. So I want to introduce more about our blind spot detection system here, because normally for our blind spot detections, we are using different kind of sensors. Some company may be using the radar sensors, and some company may be using the microwave. The different kind of sensors. For our companies, we are using microwave sensors. That is because the microwave sensors can be working more stable. It cannot be interfered by the weather or by the other objects like the bad weather, raining, fog, like that. And we can see that this is our sensors for the transport applications here. And it's very small sized here. And it's very easy for installations. And here is stickers. You just remove this cover and stick on the rear bumpers. Then you can be finished the installations. And we can see. Okay, we can check that. This is our sensors for the transportation systems, and these sensors may be from the other companies because we can directly to say that our sensors is much smaller than other companies. That's why, because we are using different kind of frequency here for the sensors. The sensor for our companies, we are using 79 GHz for the microwave sensors, but some other companies, they are using the 24 GHz. So that's a difference for the sensors here. And I will introduce what's the advantage for why our company to choosing this sensors here. That is because detection accuracy is different. We can say that for the 79 GHz sensors here, the accuracy is 4 to 5 centimeters. The accuracy, but for the 24 GHz frequency sensors, the accuracy is only 50 to 60 centimeters. So which means our microwave sensors have a better accuracy here. And also for the microwave sensors, I just told that they are working more stable. Even during in the heavy rain or was it foggy and some harsh weathers, the systems can still be working normally and detecting the objects very accurately. Okay, and
next one.
Okay, so I just say that for the installation of this kind of sensors, it's very easy, and we can check that our box also. And this box is a tool for the installer to install the systems. And because for the installation of this transportation systems, it should be requiring a very accurate calibration for the installations. So let us see a small video to introduce how to install this kind of transportation systems. Okay, let us see the videos. Yes.
For this sensor, I have a question about it.
Yes.
Yes. It said this sensor for sticker the bumper, right?
Yes.
So,
So we have to remove the bumper.
yes. So
Yeah.
thus we also has another installation about the sensor.
Yes. This kind of sensors is installation on the inside of the bumpers.
Yes.
So we have to remove the bumper first from the car. That means you must requiring very skillful engineers or technical persons to help you discharge the bumpers, the rear bumpers. So which means you cannot be done in the installation by yourself. We also have another kind of sensors which have the similar way like the parking sensors. It's draining ones. So you just draining a hole on your cars and insert the bumpers. So which means you don't need to discharge the bumpers. You just draining a hole on your rear bumper and yes, rear bumpers. Yes, just like this way. This is the parking sensors. You have to draining a hole on the rear bumpers and then insert the sensor here to help in the installations. And so it will be easier for the installations. For some countries, maybe the labor cost is higher, so they can choose this kind of sensors because no need to discharge the bumper and the installation time and the labor cost will be reduced here.
Okay. So
Yeah.
another question is about
Yeah.
the display. Yes.
Yeah.
So thus we have another choice about for the display.
Yes. Firstly, we can say that this display is a triangle display, and here is indicator, LED indicators. So where there have any car coming from the back side, the indicator will flashing to warning the driver. There have some approaching object here, and if you want to change the lane, while you are turning the turning lights, this sensor, this display will make the warning by sound to alert the drivers. So this kind of display, you can combine the LED indicator and the buzzer inside. And also, if you don't think this display is not beautiful, we also have another options for the customers. Okay, we can check another item here. Okay, let us see these items. And here we can see that this another system, another model here is also with another similar design with triangle display here. Okay, let us see. And also the box is tooling for the helping for the calibration here. And let us say that yes, it's similar like last model, and this is the main ECU and the sensors here, and here is the display. So we can say that this display is much smaller and looks more slim here, and during here the indicator for the approaching cars is this cover was trimmed coated here, so it looks more beautiful. And here is a light, the flashing light here, and also on the back we have a sticker here to help in the fixing on the A pillars. And for this one also here is a buzzer for the sound flashing for the warnings. So when you are turning the turning lights, you are flashing and give the sound warning for the drivers. Okay, so this is another kind of display here.
Okay.
Okay. And what's more, we also have another options for the customers. because maybe for some luxury cars, we can say that the blind spot detection systems, the indicator they are showing on the mirrors. Why? Because normally when the driver wants to change the lane, he have to check the view from the back, from the mirrors. So that's why when they turn in the turning light and they want to change the lane, firstly they have to check the side mirrors. So if they have object here, the mirrors were flashing to alert the drivers. So just like this model here, yes, this is the side mirrors. So when the driver wants to change the lane, firstly he have to check the side from the back from the mirrors. So if they have coming object here, so they have a LED flashing in the mirrors. So this is some luxury cars they are chosen this way to indicating the approaching object here. Okay, so we have another model here. We can see that this one we are doing the very similar way to showing in the side mirrors. This is the exactly same way for the luxury cars and or for the original car factories. Okay, we can see that also the packing is same, and we can see they have a lot of components. Yes, here is a buzzer because when you turning that, you will give the warnings, and here is the main ECU, and also here is the sensors here, and here is the cables, and here are the indicators. Here is the indicators. We just collect on the mirrors. Then when they have the flashings, you are seeing here. Okay, and this is another cable. Okay, we can see that this indicators is not normally like the normally LED indicators. We call it this optical fiber LED optical fiber lights because the lights they are coming from the optical fibers inside from the main ECUs. Okay, we can take the functions on these testers here. Okay, let us see how it works here. Okay. Okay, normally while the driver is driving on the road, if there have any objects coming from the back side, the LED indicator, the indicators were flashing, but without sound. Okay, this is the optical fiber indicators, and this is another small ruby size designed like a ruby. This is another indicators. So where they have approaching object here, it will flashing to indicate the drivers. Okay, this is the first situation here. And the second situation is that where they have the approaching objects, and then at the same time the driver want to change the lane. So when he turning the turning lights, you are flashing and making sound, just like this. And the sound is also not so noisy here. We can check on this here. Okay. Okay, this is how the blind spot detection works here. Okay, after we introduced the brand specifications that this several items that we our company have right now. So if you are interested with this product or if you have any question here, please contact with us by the email showing on the top of the screen. Okay, let us take a 5 minutes break and let us see if you have any question from our customers. Okay.
Hello guys, I'm Abby. Today I'm going to show you around the workshop and the testing center in Steelmate to see how the workshop are running and how a product is being produced in the production line, as well as what the testing center is capable of. So let's go and look around the workshop first. Okay, now we are at the entrance of the SMT workshop. And you can see that here is the dressing room for the workshop staff to change into their ESD gears and shoes. Let's go inside to see what's going on there. After checks, here we are in SMT workshop. As you can see, there are 10 production lines over here to mount the electronic components on PCBs. With the production capacity of more than 200 million pieces of PCBs of electronic components each month. In the following minutes, I will take a closer look and show you how the tiny electronic components are being mounted. As you can see, the bare PCB piled in good order is fitting inside the machine for surface cleaning. After cleaning, the PCB will be conveyed to this Siemens machine. Look, the robotic arms are dispersing the solder paste onto the predefined area on the PCB, according to the computing program. Of course, we got quality check station here right after the solder paste printing process to check whether the printing work was done well or not. Then, the PCB will continue to be conveyed next to the small chamber where robotic arms pick up the tiny electronic components, such as resistor, capacitor, diodes, chipsets, and place them onto the specific location based on the computing program. After components placed onto the solder paste layer, we will have them to go through this reflow soldering oven for a certain time at certain temperature, so that the components are firmly soldered with the PCBs. Okay, here we are at the last workstation, AOI testing station. Each and every pieces of solder PCB will be inspected by AOI tester for any functional or physical defect. Then the OK populated PCBs will be placed into the anti-static plastic box and transferred to DIP workshop for further processing. Now we are in DIP workshop. We can see this PCB from SMT workshop are in place, and this PCB will be inserted with other plug-in electronic components. So right after plug-in components insertion and before waving soldering, we have a check station to visually inspect whether components are inserted correctly without any defect. Then, as what is done in SMT workshop, you got the components soldered onto the PCB. So the way soldering oven is in place to solder the components for a certain time at a certain temperature. When the solder PCB come out of the oven, we have got a checking station here visually inspected the soldering quality. At last, to ensure quality and functions of the components and the PCBAs, we've got ICT test at the end of the line to give all PCBAs a thorough physical and functional inspection. And the PCBA tested OK will be transferred to assembly workshop. Well, now we are in the parking assist system assembly workshop. In this workshop, the finished products will be assembled and packaged manually. We can see that after assembling parts onto the PCBAs, the semi-finished products will have to go through a test machine for functional test. After the structural parts are assembled, we have a check station here to test again all the functional performance of the product before they can be through to package station. This is roughly how our product is being produced and how the workshop are running. And next, I will show you around the testing center and tell you what it's capable of. Hey guys, now we are standing in front of gate of the testing center. Let's go and take a closer look. Wow, look at this certificate.
Here we get testing capability approvals from national organization and OEM customers. The testing center is accredited by CNAS in accordance with ISO 17025 general requirements on testing and calibration. Going forward, we will see the automotive test system. It is a testing system that can simulate the harsh electronic environments in vehicle and test the anti-interference capability of power supply electronic pumps for the product. Next to it is the shielding room, where CI tests are performed to verify the capability of the products to affect other objects. Here is another room with test device sourced from Japan. It can simulate as high as 30 kV static charge to test the products. Out of anti-static test room, we now come into environmental test room. You can see the test chambers are all occupied by the products being tested. High temperature tests and low temperature tests, source spray tests are being performed in this room. On the right side is the automatic radar detection test zone. The radar detection range can be verified here, and the test data will be shown and stored in the related computer. In this room, we got inspection tools such as X-ray machine, Rose tester, and a microscope that can magnify image up to 2,000 times. Then on the first floor, we have other test requirements. Mechanical shock table is used to test products for its endurance of mechanical shock. 3-in-1 temperature test chamber is used to perform the high temperature test, low temperature test, and vibration test. Okay guys, what I have shown you today are only parts of the capacitive that Steelmate production line and testing center obtain. If you want to learn more about Steelmate, please join us in online Canton Fair. Hope you guys can enjoy it. Bye!
Okay, we just introduced about the blind spot detection when we driving, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, but sometimes when we parking the car, we also meet some problem with the blind spot area, right?
Yes.
So, could we also have some products to fix this problem?
Yes. Actually, today we are introduced two items here. Firstly, we're just introduce the blind spot detection systems,
yes.
And this system is helping mainly helping the drivers to detection the objects for while they are driving, and if if the driver want to parking. There also have the brand arrows, and also if you have some object here,
yes.
They can very easily can be ignored by the drivers. So next we will introduce another products. We call it parking assist systems, and these systems are helping the drivers to detecting the objects where they are reversing or they parking the cars. Okay.
So
yeah.
how about we just introduce the product to our customer directly?
Okay, no problem. Okay, so we will check the product first. Here is our Steelmate parking assistance systems. Normally, most customers they are call it parking sensors,
yes.
And also think for the for a driver or for any cars, if you want to reversing here, you should have the parking sensors here.
Yes.
Okay. Let us say this one, these items. This item we call it C1, and this is a real parking sensors. Okay. For the
灯哥，放大一下。灯哥，放大这个。
Okay. So we can say.
Open the keyboard.
Okay. This parking sensors is a very economical designs, and we can say that it's a small gift box, and yes. This design is very simple here, and here is the manual here, And here are four sensors here.
Okay.
And here is the buzzer.
Okay.
And the keyboards.
Okay.
And here is the main ECU. And also this is a speaker and the sensor covers.
Okay.
And here are some tapes here. I think why we introduce these items here today, because on the before long shoes, we just introduced our other items, PT 411s. That item is with higher standards here, which will can meet with the some customers such like the OE. So that items the cost is much higher. So today with these items were specially designed for the aftermarket. Okay. So we are given a different standards, but with the similar functions here. Okay. Okay. So as I just said that this item also have the parking sensors. So it will be activated while you are reversing. So when you switch your gear to the reversing gear, the system will be activated here.
Yes.
Yeah, and also also this kind of sensors, if you have any object behind your cars, the buzzer will making a sound to warning the drivers to notice that they have some object behind your cars.
Okay. Yeah. So this buzzer is sounds can be choose turn on or turn off for the customer.
For this one, these buzzers, the sound is also can be optional for the customers, because maybe the sound maybe is too loud. They can turn to the 3 levels for the sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also this buzzer is sticker on the dashboard.
Yes.
Okay.
This is not on the dashboard. You are under the dashboard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And also for this one, this system have a wide voltage range. You are working from 11 watts to 24 watts. That means you also can work on the 12 watt passenger cars, and also for the commercial cars. Okay. With 24 watts. Okay. Such as the light truck and the bus. Okay. And
so,
yeah,
yes, so
pickup like that.
Yeah, so suitable for different cars, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
but I saw this this has a component is about the sensor. Yeah. Yes. Usually, I saw this sensor is matte black, right? Matte black color. Yes. Yes. But some customer is his car is another color, like the white color, so we can be change the color by according to our car.
Yes, of course. Our sensor, we have a different kind of color for the sensors. We can share the color chart here. Okay. Just a minute. Okay, here is the color chart for the sensors here. Okay. And we can see that we have several kind of colors. Yes. For the customer to choose. Yes. And the customers only just telling us the number of the colors. Then we can offer the color that the customer wants. Yes. And also, if the customers want other colors here, they just need to turning us the color code for the Pantone color code, and then we will say to make a detail customize the color for the customers. Okay. And what's more, if the customers bought our sensors already, if for example if the sensor is black and they want to use another kind of colors, and our sensors is printable, so they can print another color here. So when he want to painting on the the sensors, they just remove out the cover and they can put in the colors. So for the colors, I think it's not a problem for the customers to choose.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I saw there has some the sensor cover. So
Yes.
what's this?
This kind of sensor covers, we can say that they have different angles here,
Yes.
because for different kind of cars, the rear bumpers, the surface is not flat, so they
Yes.
maybe have a curve here for the rear bumpers.
Okay.
So we are offering different kind of this cover with different angles to helping the customer to have the best fit the surface of the bumpers.
Okay.
So your looks more flat on the rear bumper, and their walking performance were more stable.
Okay. So another question is about
Yeah.
the buzzer, because
Yeah.
I saw some customer is also have some about the display, also have match with this parking sensor. So our product is also can match the display.
Yes, our companies, this model, the C1 models also can choose a different kind of display that our company have, and we will show different kind of display here to show that. Okay, yes. Okay, for example, like this kind of LED display, and this also LED display, and this LCD displays.
What's the difference?
This one with a LCD display, and
Okay.
this is only LED, only gives the flash.
Okay.
Okay, and here in the middle showing the distance here.
Okay.
Okay, so that means this model C1 also can choose a different kind of display here.
Okay.
And also, if you want to choose different kind of sensors, we can also several different kind of sensors as well.
Okay. So
Yeah.
how does it work? Can you show me for us with this three different display?
Okay, let us say that. Okay, let us check that. Here is the first display here.
Okay. This display is really slim.
Yes.
Yes.
And we can check the
Look
second
at,
one.
Yes, you can tell.
And this display with human voice as well.
Okay.
Okay. And you are flashing, and when it go into the real close distance, the light will change from blue to red, and gives the human voice warning for stop.
Okay.
Okay.
The last one.
Okay, the last one is the LCD displays,
Okay.
and this display the angle can be changed.
Okay.
Okay. And also it with a human voice.
Okay.
Okay.
I saw this LCD display also has the data for the mesh to show the customer know that how long the.
Yes, it will show you the distance for the where you parking, how many distance from the object
Yes.
behind your car.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And
So
yeah.
which one is more popular in our market for our customer?
Normally, mostly our customers will choose the LED display one like that.
Okay.
And also for some OE customers, they don't prefer the LED display. They prefer the buzzers, but they want to use this kind of sensor with the OE standards. So we will check another kind of sensor here.
Okay. There's one more.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, we can see that we have a different kind of display here, different kind of installation ways. For example, here, this kind of way is a mounting, bumper mounting installation ways. That means you have to training on your bumpers.
Yes.
And insert the sensors with our sensor cover and to fix on the bumpers. This is the bumper mounting ways. And also we have three kind of sensors which works exactly as the OE parking sensors. This one is we call it a flash mount. So we can say like this. Here is like this one, and just like this, 14D and 17. Okay, this kind of installation way we call it a flash mount, which means we load it with this kind of cover sensors. We only need to insert the sensor from the back of the bumper and use this kind of like a screw like that to fix the different angles and adjusting the sensors. Okay, so for how to install this kind of sensors, there have a small video here, and we are showing how to install this kind of sensors. Okay, 放下那个安装视频，雷达倒车雷达的安装视频，14B 杠17的那个。
Okay.
Okay, just the video, we just show that how to install this flash mount sensors
Yes.
with just like the OE standard here.
Yes.
Okay.
And welcome back to Steelmate install. And let us see some comments from our customer. And
Okay.
yes, hi Sam.
Yeah.
Some viewers ask what is the main market of our parking sensor system.
Okay.
Yes.
Normally, our parking sensors are selling to many kind of countries and areas, and it covers from Europe and North America and Southeast Asia and the Middle East, and also for the South America as well. Okay. So normally for many cars, the customers from the European countries, they would like to traveling around during the weekend or the vacations. So our parking sensors, they were using the tow bar to tow trailers. So in this case, our products our product of the parking, C1 parking sensors have special functions to help in this kind of situations here, because if they have a tow bar, the distance the tow bar will be behind the sensors, so it can easily cause the false alarm here. So our systems have special functions. We call it learning functions. So which means if the car with a tow bar or spare wheel on the back of the vehicle, our sensors, the detection range will be 20 centimeters behind your cars. So it will solve the problem and avoiding the false alarm here. Yeah.
So I am from the South China.
Yes.
And in summer, about the weather, you often is heavy rain and high temperature.
Yeah.
Yes. So I would like to know this system, the parking sensor, is also working for in this environment normally.
Of course, our sensors, the C1, even we call it economical items for the parking sensors with a very good competitive price here.
Yes.
But we also doing a lot of testings and doing a lot of testing and make this product standards are higher than the normal products in the market.
Okay.
Our sensors can work in the temperature from the below 40 centigrade to 80 centigrades.
Okay.
And also, what's more, the sensors of the parking sensor, these sensors are all waterproof and with a level for IPX7. So for our Steelmate, as a company who have established more than 26 years, we have a lot of experience for this kind of products. So the working stabilities and the durabilities, I think, is a larger link car of our companies. So I think the customers no need to worry about the product qualities, and in any conditions of the weathers, our products performance is very stable here.
Okay. So for now, you introduced a lot about the C1 system, right? So let us do some summarize about this model, okay?
Okay.
So first of all, it has a self-testing function, right?
Yes. For the self-testing functions, which means if the sensors, if any sensor have a problem here, our buzzer or the LED displays will give the warning to the drivers to say that to warning that the sensor have problem. So he must to check and replace the sensor immediately.
Yes.
So that's the self-testing function here.
So yes.
Yeah.
So the second function is about the landing function, right?
Yes, I just explained that.
Yes.
Okay.
So the next one is this system is also applied for the different car, such as the passenger car, right?
Yes.
Yes. Also, the about is the sensor. It has inside the pumper sensor with 3 different angles, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We have 2 kind of sensors.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And this system model is also suitable for all weather design.
Yes.
Okay. So we just introduced one introduce a model for the C1.
C1,
so,
yes.
So can we introduce another model for our customer?
Okay, and that's because right now lots of customers they want to choose our Steelmate brand and Steelmate products, but normally our product standards is very high standards, and basically they are similarly equal to the OE customer standards.
Yes.
So there have some customers think that our products the cost is not so competitive. So that's why today we are introduced two items with a better price. First one is C1, and another one is a product that we're gonna to show into our customers. Okay, so this is another one model here. We call it P2. Okay, so. Okay. Okay, for the P2, we can say that the box design and the size right now are mostly same as the other competitor products here. We can say this one is black. Okay, so we can watch it what's inside. Okay, and also we can say this inside is very simple designs here
Yes.
to saving the cost for our customers.
Yes.
Okay, so we can see what's inside. Firstly is the sensors, and this sensor and the cable are two together.
Okay.
Okay, and here we have two kind of modeling way to choose. First one is by the buzzers,
Okay.
and another one is by the LED display. And this display shape is also a good design from our Steelmate. And here is the main ECU here. And here is the power cables. And here is a driller for the saw driller, hole saw to drilling the hole. And here is the sticker for the main unit, and here is the user manual. Okay, this is for the P2, and we can say that for P2 is the components and the products design is very simple. That is because right now there have a lot of demands from our customers. They want our Steelmate products, but they give the very request for the products with a good price here.
Yes.
So that's why we developed the P2 to meet the demands for this kind of customers.
Yes.
Because these customers they just want the products with basic entry requirements for the products. But our products for the P2 also we did a lot of testings, and the working performances are ensured here for our customers. And we can see this there are 4 sensors and main ECU, and the sensor also is waterproof and working in all kind of weathers. The temperature testing also doing and tested here.
Yes.
And also with this kind of display, the cover and the shape is very fashion designs. It's not like the normal products here. And the cable we can see is also very strong, and with this rubber covers, and the length, the length for the display is about 5 meters, 4.5 meters. So yes, it's helping to install on the cars.
Okay.
And we can say that this product with a very good price, which can competitive with the other products in the aftermarket. So if you have the interest with our products for these items, please contact with us. by the email showing on the top of screen. Okay. So, Becky, if, do you have any other question about our products for this?
Yes, about the product, I think you introduction is very detailed, okay?
Yeah.
But I think the customer also would like to know more about the Steelmate company, such as the production store, IMD department.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. So after we introduced about our products, firstly we introduced the blind spot detections
Yes.
for helping solve the blind spot error while you are driving, and secondly we introduced the parking sensors to helping the people to solve the problem when driving, when reversing or parking. This is the two kind of products that were just introduced today, and especially for this two item of the parking sensors, with a very good price here, and also the functions and the sensors, it can meet a higher standard for our customers to compare with the other competitor for the aftermarket. So after introduce our products, so we can share another video to introduce our company for the production, how our products to be tested, and how we can to ensure the quality here. Okay, let us see the video.
Okay.
参观视频。
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 Hello guys, I'm Abby. Today I'm going to show you around the workshop and the testing center in Steelmate to see how the workshop are running and how our product is being produced in the production line, as well as what the testing center is capable of. So let's go and look around the workshop first. Okay, now we are at the entrance of the SMT workshop. And you can see that here is the dressing room for the workshop staff to change into their ESD gears and shoes. Let's go inside to see what's going on there. After checks, here we are in SMT workshop. As you can see, there are 10 production lines over here to mount the electronic components on PCBs. With the production capacity of more than 200 million pieces of PCBs of electronic components each month. In the following minutes, I will take a closer look and show you how the tiny electronic components are being mounted. As you can see, the bare PCB piled in good order is fitting inside the machine for surface cleaning. After cleaning, the PCB will be conveyed to this Siemens machine. Look, the robotic arms are dispersing the solder paste onto the predefined area on the PCB, according to the computing program. Of course, we got quality check station here right after the solder paste printing process, to check whether the printing work was done well or not. Then, the PCB will continue to be conveyed next to the small chamber where robotic arms pick up the tiny electronic components, such as resistor, capacitor, diodes, chipsets, and place them onto the specific location based on the computing program. After components placed onto the solder paste layer, we will have them to go through this reflow soldering oven for a certain time at certain temperature, so that the components are firmly soldered with the PCBs. Okay, here we are at the last workstation, AOI testing station. Each and every piece of solder PCB will be inspected by AOI tester for any functional or physical defect. Then the OK populated PCBs will be placed into the anti-static plastic box and transferred to DIP workshop for further processing. Now we are in DIP workshop. We can see this PCB from SMT workshop are in place, and this PCB will be inserted with other plug-in electronic components. So right after plug-in components insertion and before waving soldering, we have a check station to visually inspect whether components are inserted correctly without any defect. Then, as what is done in SMT workshop, you got the components soldered onto the PCB. So the wave soldering oven is in place to solder the components for a certain time at a certain temperature. When the solder PCB come out of the oven, we have got a checking station here visually inspected the soldering quality. At last, to ensure quality and functions of the components and the PCBAs, we got ICT test at the end of the line to give all PCBAs a thorough physical and functional inspection. And the PCBA tested OK will be transferred to assembly workshop. Well, now we are in the parking assist system assembly workshop. In this workshop, the finished products will be assembled and packaged manually. We can see that after assembling parts onto the PCBAs, the semi-finished products will have to go through a test machine for functional test. After the scheduled parts are assembled, we have a check station here to test again all the functional performance of the product before they can be through to package station. This is roughly how our product is being produced and how the workshop are running. And next, I will show you around the testing center and tell you what it's capable of. Hey guys, now we are standing in front of gate of the testing center. Let's go and take a closer look. Wow, look at this certificate. Here we get testing capability approvals from national organization and OEM customers. The testing center is accredited by CNAS in accordance with ISO 17025 general work requirements on testing and calibration. Going forward, we will see the automotive test system. It is a testing system that can simulate the harsh electronic environments in vehicle and test the anti-interference capability of power supply electronic pumps for the product. Next to it is the shielding room, where CI tests are performed to verify the capability of the products to affect other objects. Here is another room with test device sourced from Japan. It can simulate as high as 30 kV static charge to test the product. Out of anti-static test room, we now come into environmental test room. You can see the test chambers are all occupied by the products being tested. High temperature test and low temperature test, salt spray tests are being performed in this room. On the right side is the automatic radar detection test zone. The radar detection range can be verified here, and the test data will be shown and stored in the related computer. In this room, we got inspection tools such as X-ray machine, Rose tester, and a microscope that can magnificate image up to 2,000 times. Down on the first floor, we have other test requirements. Mechanical shock table is used to test products for its endurance of mechanical shock. 3-in-1 temperature test chamber is used to perform the high temperature test, low temperature test, and vibration test. Okay guys, what I have shown you today are only parts of the competitive that Steelmate production line and testing center obtain. If you want to learn more about Steelmate, please join us in online Canton Fair. Hope you guys can enjoy it. Bye! Okay, welcome back to Steelmate Learning Show. And today,
welcome back.
Yes, and today we just introduced our new product about the blind spot detection, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and another product is a parking sensor system.
Yeah.
So yes, and today the introduction is almost finished, right?
Yes.
So thank you for your time again. So if you have any comments or the questions, so please contact us by email or leave a message. We will contact you as soon as possible.
Okay. Please contact with us if you have any question here.
Yes, we also have the email email address on the top of the screen. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so see you next time.
Okay, see you. Bye bye.